Yeah. That's weird. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast, episode 87, in our Backlash Recap Edition. I'm Craig Dixon.
Hello, hello, hello. It's your favorite man in the world, besides Craig, of course, Fred Robinson.
I think I'm their favorite.
Besides you. That's why I said besides you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're my favorite man, so...
No, we're not starting
I
to
would
show
agree that other people would think that, you know?
Yeah, you know what? I think people probably like you more. I think
you're a man favorite.
I think I'm a little cynical, and I think people don't like that.
You think so?
I think so.
I let it go, you know.
I think I'm a little
down.
I let
it go over my head.
I think I'm a little down on the product right now, Fred. A little down on the product.
You're down on the product?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not down with it. I'm down on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with
like,
your
I'm not going to
words,
go down
yeah.
on the product. Like, I have no interest in going down on the product. But I'm very down on WWE right now.
That's right. Give it to me.
So,
you're down on me.
What's the topic? Somebody's asking on Periscope. We're talking about WWE Backlash this past Sunday and Raw and SmackDown and everything else that's happened since. So, Fred.
It's all sorts of fuckery.
All sorts of fuckery. Fred, what did you think?
I mean, what the fuck?
Of WWE Backlash 2018. What were your thoughts on this show? Because I know I have a couple opinions, so before I trample all over you, go ahead.
It was a one-match show.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how I describe it. I'll just sum it up like that. Everything else either fell off or just a waste of time or boring or whatever the case may be. I feel like they had like really no direction for any of it, anything.
I feel like you could say that about like a couple pay-per-views per year, that it's a one-match show, but usually it's the main event, right? Like, or the gimmick match of the show.
You wait for it the most, you know?
What was it in this case, Fred?
What was the last match?
No, what was the match the one-match show of this show? What was the match that you were speaking of?
The Miz?
Yes.
Versus Seth Rollins.
Yes. It's right here on the computer. I had it up for you.
Well, I know, but I didn't know if that was the match you wanted to talk about.
I thought that was the one
I thought you wanted to talk about that amazing 5-star Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy match. You know, it was just a lot.
I had so many issues with this show, top to bottom, but, I mean, it is the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. We will get to the bad stuff, but let's start with the good stuff.
Because it was first, literally, on the show, so we have
to. Intercontinental Championship match. Seth Rollins defended his title against The Miz, and Seth Rollins was successful in retaining the title in a 20-minute match.
Good match.
Yeah, I thought it stole the show. The crowd was really into it.
Do you think they're, like, exposed The Miz a little bit, though? Because Rollins is, like, such a great fucking wrestler, and it looked like he was almost, like, carrying The Miz at one point.
I would say yes, but... I almost dropped my drink. But... Okay, I don't know what the hell everybody's talking about. I would say yes, I would think that it kind of exposed him a little bit. But then again, on SmackDown, he did have a singles match against Jeff Hardy, which went another, like, 25-30-minute match to open SmackDown, and that was very good as well. So, I mean, the only common denominator in both of these matches was The Miz, so I think, he's got to be with the right guy, but he can carry himself a little bit.
Not in terms of, like, ring quality, because he's a good wrestler, but I'm talking about pure athleticism.
Yeah.
Like, Seth Rollins is just like basically like the Roadrunner, and then The Miz is the Coyote.
And Rollins has also been on top of his game the last, like, couple months now. Like, I think he's one of the best performers. He's back to being one of the best performers in the ring right now.
I would say he's number 2 behind AJ Styles.
Yeah. I would say the same thing. I love this match. It was, it was predictable because it was a Raw versus SmackDown match, and the other U.S. title match was not a Raw versus SmackDown match, so we kind of knew that Rollins had to retain here to keep the title on Raw. But no, I like the match.
They had us for a second. They did have us for a second. I actually thought, like...
Yeah, no, they did have us. There was a couple of near falls at me in front of, like, oh shit, maybe we're wrong. No, we were right.
Yeah, because I think that The Miz did the skull-crushing finale and, like, pinned him. The first time he didn't.
Twice. He did
twice,
right?
yes. The first time he didn't pin him right away, and then the second time he pinned him right away.
Right.
And I thought that was it. I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't believe it. Like, this is really gonna happen.
I know. I was like, what are
I
they
almost
gonna
actually
do?
kind of wanted Seth Rollins to win because I've been liking what he's been doing. So
I know. Me too.
I was like, oh fuck. I mean, like, I love the Miz, but does he really need the IC title again?
No, not right now. All right, so that pretty much wraps that up. So let's move on to the Raw Women's Championship match.
I forgot about this fucking match.
Not only did we forget about it, we didn't even preview this match on the preview show.
English will get you banned on Periscope.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean non-English.
We're fucking banning your ass.
Anything but saying, yo, what up, guys? Getting banned.
Getting banned.
See, hello from France. He's French, but he's speaking English.
What's up, France? What's going on? So, Fred...
Maria might want to have a menage a trois?
No, I'm starting to have my doubts about Miss Maria over here.
Okay, Craig. All right.
Just to recap anyone who's watching us or listening for the first time, Fred's had some, like, really rough times in the dating world. He's made a couple mistakes.
Yeah.
Some really, really bad mistakes. We won't go into
I don't think they were bad mistakes, you know?
Well, one of them had a dick, so yeah, it's a little bit of a mistake.
I mean, downloading Grindr instead of Tinder.
Yeah,
does that sound like a bad mistake?
I would definitely classify that as a mistake, yes.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, you're very conservative.
I mean, was it on purpose?
No, it wasn't on purpose. It was
right.
accidentally-mentals. Is that the right word to say?
Yeah, that's a word. That's definitely a word.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Craig. I was clearly looking for vaginal sex.
Well,
so, like, you know.
Anyway, long story short, Fred here has been dating this girl Maria, for a couple months now, and I haven't met her yet. I have no idea. She doesn't have Facebook. Like, where is this? Does this person even exist? Is my next question.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
So
no, Craig. No, come on. She's a very private person. All right.
All right, I get that. My brother doesn't
I've
have
seen
a Facebook.
some of her private. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Like the vagina, but no. But let it be known. Let it be known. Let it be known that Craig, you do have don't you have a Memorial Day party coming up?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you sure about that? Double check your schedule.
Sure. Yeah, I am.
Then guess what, Craig? Spoil your little commentary there.
Oh, yeah? What? Is she coming?
She will be there.
Wow. All right.
Head to toe.
Cool. Well, yeah, I would hope so. Nothing else. Like, just hand.
The rest of us couldn't make it. Just got like stuck in an elevator or something. She'll be there, Craig.
Yeah?
There's definite proof that she'll be there. I RSVP +1, so...
That's cool, because I didn't put out any paper invitations.
But, you know, in a few weeks you will know the truth.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. When is that? That's at the end of the month, right?
End of the month.
All right, well, I guess we'll find out a little bit more about Maria then.
You'll know plenty about her.
All right, let's go back to Backlash. So, Nia Jax beat Alexa Bliss in a 10-minute piece of shit match.
Yeah.
What
No. This match was just so fucking... I want to say it's the most embarrassing match of the show, but there's another match that I think it was just the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
What did you find embarrassing about this match?
I just didn't get the story. The story was stupid. It's not... I just... My disdain for Nia Jax is just beyond... It's a Roman Reigns level, so anything I think she does is just terrible. It's terrible, you know.
And my issue with this
and the whole speech at the end, where she tried to say, don't be bullied and kick, fight for yourself, and people were booing her like it was so cringy.
I think the crowd's finally realizing, oh wait, this was a terrible, terrible idea putting the title on Nia Jax.
Yeah,
because they are already turning on her. It's like if you believe in yourself, you can. I believe that a 270-pound woman can beat a 95-pound. What?
270 pounds.
You want to run that through?
So JoJo like was doing the introductions quickly, and she's like, "Hailing from Venice, Florida, weighing 275 pounds, Nia
she totally
Jax."
She totally blew over the weight just so like you didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and weighing in at 275 pounds is Nia Jax.
And the challenger weighing a voluptuous 110 pounds, Alexa Bliss.
That was a good moment. Yeah, and the thing I don't like about this program, which is probably my biggest issue, is like, yeah, they have a good feud, you could say, but like they are completely mismatched, and like there is this giant woman who can barely move, and then there's this little tiny girl who isn't the best worker herself. So you're putting these two clash of styles in the match, and it's just not a good match. And when Alexa was like in control for like I want to say 5 minutes of the match.
Is that after Nia Jax got spilled over the off the top and like hit her head on the ground? Remember?
Yeah, it might have been.
Her selling was just so annoying too.
But like, I just couldn't. It wasn't believable to me. Like I couldn't suspend belief that this was a real wrestling.
Yeah,
match.
I really couldn't. She like wasn't believable in the fact that and Nia Jax had literally just swat her away, like get away from here, whatever. But like, that's why that was the other thing too, So this was just terrible.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. And the Yankees win.
Yeah,
suck it, Red Sox.
Yankees win.
Moving on, the United States Championship match: Jeff Hardy defending against Randy Orton. Jeff Hardy retained. 12-minute match.
Boring match followed by another boring match.
Yeah, I feel like the Nia Jax kind of like took the steam out of the crowd, but then the Jeff Hardy-Randy Orton match not only took that steam, it then ate that steam and farted it out their asshole because this match was fucking shit. Nobody wants to see Jeff Hardy in a slow-paced match with Randy Orton.
And Randy Orton just like, he just seemed like he didn't give a shit.
Does he ever?
I mean, he normally doesn't, but he didn't give an extra shit.
Okay.
Why, Randy?
He gave less of a shit.
Yeah, because you were losing. Was that why? Because God forbid you didn't win a match that we don't pull together?
I hate almost every single program that Randy Orton is involved in because it always involves like 5 minutes of rest holds, and it just destroys the crowd. It's like. You know how they used to like put Rey Mysterio at the beginning of a show to get the crowd really hot.
Yeah,
like it's like almost like they put Randy Orton in the middle of the show to do the complete opposite. Like, you know what? We want to have a really bad crowd for the rest of the night. Let's put a Randy Orton match out there right now.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck, right?
Randy Orton gets 2 pops. He has 2 pops. Okay,
2 pops.
His music,
pop,
and the RKO. And that's it.
That's it.
And that's all he does too. He does a fucking DDT sometimes that might get a pop, but that's
sometimes.
That's it. He's just so one-dimensional. I don't understand why they still...
The RKO is only cool because it, like, comes out of nowhere, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, but, like, that's the only reason why. If you, like, set up for it and then did it, wouldn't be that as cool, but...
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but I know, it's just... didn't you say when you were watching it that you felt like you were watching, like, 2006 or 7 all over again?
Yeah.
Like, you felt like you went in a time machine?
Yeah. Yeah, because that was a program in 2009 when like Jeff Hardy was champion or something, or 2010 or something, 2011, I don't know, something around one of those 3 years. I don't even want to talk about it anymore because I'm getting bored talking about it. This next match was kind of like that. We had our issues with this program, the Big Cass Daniel Bryan match.
I was saying this was the more embarrassing match of the two, and then I looked at the next one after that, and that's even more embarrassing.
Yeah, this card.
All right, fuck this.
This was not a good show.
Oh my god.
So Daniel Bryan beat Big Cass in about 7 fucking minutes with the yes lock, and that was it. And then like we were kind of wrestling between like how do they make them both look good.
Yeah.
So the obvious thing
Cass,
the obvious thing that we didn't think of is Daniel Bryan wins, and then Big Cass just destroys him after the match. Which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, we were thinking of pretty much that, but it would have been a DQ.
Yeah.
Essentially. But, I so regret I regret a lot saying, well, on this show I regret a lot. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I regret this. I'm usually pretty good. I feel like we're pretty good with, like, being in front of the trends of like who people like.
Yeah.
Rusev or Elias or whatever, the Miz
even
back in
English,
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I felt like we were going to be in front of in front of it with Big Cass. Like, I thought that Big Cass was going to be a huge star, like, by the end of this year.
Yeah.
And he looked like he just fucking started wrestling school yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know where this Big Cass came from. I know you were off for a little bit, but I looked like better in backyard wrestling than you did fucking wrestling that night at Backlash. That was really, it just was another level of terrible.
It was a really unconvincing performance by a big guy.
Very
like
unconvincing.
Who is wrestling a much smaller wrestler in Daniel Bryan. It was just a really it was a really poorly booked match. And then he lost pretty cleanly.
Yeah, he lost
in the shortest match of the show, shorter than the pre-show match, mind you. And it was terrible. And then the match ended, and it was like, it wasn't even so much that, like, okay, Daniel Bryan got his ass kicked after the match. It was more like, we're upset that the program might be continuing, almost.
It
like,
absolutely will be.
Like, I didn't want to see that at all. Like, I wanted it to be over with. I wanted them to move on. I was complaining about this last week, and it looks like it's going to continue. And yet, you watch SmackDown this week, no Big Cass. Like, I don't know what they're doing with him now, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I hated it. I hated everything about it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's pretend the fact that we did like Big Cass and we wanted him to be, protected and all that stuff. Like you said, he tapped in like 2 seconds to the yes lock. It wasn't like Daniel Bryan worked on it for 25 minutes and then put it in there,
no.
It was fucking just like...
It was just done.
How did he get this 7-foot guy down, and then just put the lock on, and then 2 seconds later he taps? It's like fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that was it. He put him in it and it was over. The match was over.
Yeah, and I guess like the person next we'll talk about was probably trained by Big Cass because Carmella defeated fucking Charlotte Flair for the title in what was one of the worst endings I've seen in a fucking match. Worse than Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan.
I saw a turning point in Fred during this match because Fred's been very pro Carmella the last month or so.
Yeah, I've been liking it.
And he totally turned on her during this match.
Fuck yeah!
He was just trashing the shit out of her.
I was so
I never
pissed,
realized
dude.
how bad she was.
Terrible.
She was really bad.
Really bad.
Yeah,
I thought she was somewhat decent. I guess they hit her well for a while or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like, I couldn't... I don't know, man. Like,
it was really bad, man. It was really, really, really bad. It was, again, much like the Jeff Hardy and... the Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss, and much like the Daniel Bryan and Big Cass match, it was a very poorly booked match where the guy who looked like he should have, won looked completely uncompetitive in it. You know what I mean? Like, they just, and then, okay, in this instance, fucking Carmella won and beat Charlotte Flair.
And, such a fluke pin. Didn't seem convincing at all.
She tweaked her knee doing the moonsault. Really? That's it? So
and then
a roll-up hurts? I'm sorry, does a roll-up hurt your knee getting pinned?
It might hurt your quad.
Right.
Or, the back, what's the back over here? Of your thigh? The glute. The glutes. Perhaps, by bending it that way, but not a knee. It was so stupid. They showed a replay of the fake knee injury,
and the knee didn't buckle at all. It literally landed perfect.
It literally landed perfect. And then she was like, "Oh, wait, hold on, I gotta hop on it a little bit."
I'm supposed to be hurt.
That's pretty much it. And then just the next match was just. Oh, you have more? Okay.
Oh no, I wanna because this is not on the card.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember there was a segment during the show? Okay. Elias comes out. I'm always happy to see Elias. I don't care if he doesn't have a match. I'm happy to see Elias.
Yeah.
The guy deserves to be out there.
Elias
the guy is a star. And he gets interrupted by, who was it? Rusev, I believe?
I guess Aiden English and Rusev.
Yeah, Rusev Day. And then Bobby Roode comes out.
No, New Day comes out.
New Day. Then Bobby Roode. Then No Way Jose and his fucking Adam Rose entourage.
Yeah.
And then that's it. They just dance, and everybody leaves.
Well, Bobby Roode gives Elias the glorious DDT,
DDT.
whatever, and then they all walk out.
Right.
Yeah.
So...
That was it.
And how long did that thing take? It took about 5-10 minutes.
10 minutes, I would say.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this card, and I see a bunch of shitty matches that could have been longer. Like, the Daniel Bryan Big Cass match could have been longer. The main event could have been longer. The tag team match could have been longer. But, no, we had to throw in a 10-minute throwaway Raw segment, or SmackDown segment, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for no reason.
Right.
I still don't know why they did that. And they had no follow-up the next night on Raw. Did Bobby Roode face Elias? Maybe he did. I think he did, actually.
Did he? Oh, I don't... Yeah, because on the same show now, so...
I forget.
I don't know.
But still, it was like... was it worth building up on a pay-per-view? No. Is it going to lead to anything big? No. So why'd you do it on a pay-per-view? Why'd you waste all that fucking time?
Like, for just to have New Day in the segment, I guess?
I feel like they just... this is, like, just me spitballing here, but I feel like they, like, feel bad now, because now all the pay-per-views are co-branded, that, you know, people aren't getting paychecks for wrestling on the show, because they don't have as many matches now. I mean, they don't have as many people on the card as if it was a Raw or SmackDown thing. So, like, people like New Day are getting left off. People like, you know, Rusev are getting left off. Usos. And Elias and the Usos. So, like, did they throw them all in this thrown-together segment to get them on TV so they could get a paycheck, to make them feel like, hey, you know, like, we know we left you out of the card this month, but, like, here's a little
Why
TV
would I
spot.
care as a wrestler?
I wouldn't care.
Who the fuck cares? I'm like, great, I don't have to fucking go out there tonight.
It was such a
And
glorious...
people will still buy my shit. Who fucking cares?
It was a glorious clusterfuck. That's really all it was. It was just a clusterfuck of, like, people. It was just
something to put on WrestleMania, like, to kill fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah,
of a 5-hour show.
Right? It was so fucking stupid. So, all right,
something dumb like that.
And now the next match, Fred. This was... The placement of this match on the card should have told us something. We were questioning it when it was happening, but the no disqualification match for the WWE title, AJ versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
In a no disqualification match. Ended before the tag team match and before the Roman Reigns Samoa Joe match. Right.
So we should have seen something coming there, but we didn't, because we're fucking stupid. And what does it end with, Fred? First of all, the match wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. For an AJ Styles match, for a Shinsuke Nakamura match, definitely below par.
Yes.
Or I should say bogey or something. Shouldn't use a golf term when I'm trying to say. Below expectations. How about that?
Below?
I didn't say
and
below.
Expose?
What?
Did you just say that? That's fucked up.
I said below expectations.
Oh. So it was like a fetish of yours or something.
Yeah, that's a
like
fetish.
Like when you're acting facetious, you know, like...
That's also not... That's not a fetish.
That's not what it's called, though?
That's a word. That's an expression, yes.
What does it mean?
It's like you were kidding. You were joking.
Oh, you were like cracking jokes or something?
You were joshing.
Like you were right to people.
Say what?
So it ends.
How does this end, Fred? I mean,
so the whole time the no disqualification comes in because Shinsuke likes to hit AJ Styles in the balls. So they have a couple times where they're hitting each other in the balls, and they both kick each other in the balls in the same time. They are laid out on the middle of the ring, and the ref counts 10, and it's a no contest and a no disqualification match.
Yep. And you know what? You know what? The crowd was really dead for this match, but they were getting into it. Yeah. They were getting into it with the low blows.
They like the low blows.
Like, it was, because that's the storyline.
Okay.
That's the storyline.
I like it after the fact. I thought it was stupid at the time, then I liked it.
But the ending, I did not like the ending. Because, first of all, I didn't know you could end a fucking no disqualification match in a no contest count out. I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know.
I feel like they made that up last minute, because it doesn't seem like a goddamn thing you could do.
Right, yeah, I know. I don't think it's ever really happened in a no disqualification match, right? They always, like, that's like having a count out in a no disqualification match. You're like, what? I just kind of assumed that was not part of it, you know, and...
Yeah, when you see a no disqualification match, you're assuming, like, high spots, some hardcore
nothing's
stuff.
Yeah, right.
Like, no count-outs, like, no, I
think the chair thing was cool.
Yeah, that was scary, too.
AJ fucking throws a chair at Shinsuke while he was doing the Shinsasa, whatever it's called, and then...
Kinshasa!
And then it hits him. That fucking looks like it killed. Then it bounces back and hits AJ fucking right in the face. Like,
oh, yeah, he had a big welt.
Dude, yeah, it was fucking looked nasty, man.
Yeah, that was a great... I mean...
You almost forget how, like, heavy chairs really are.
Yeah, I think the foot of the chair hit him, too. Like, it looked really bad.
Imagine if it was the head. That would have fucking really
hurt. He had, like,
hurt.
a big circle on his cheek on SmackDown.
That would have been crazy.
So, I mean, still, to me, that was a disappointment. And our Facebook feed fucked up. Thanks for letting us know, Chris. I'll see if I can fix it. Fred, you want to take the next one? Because this next match sucked dick anyway.
Yeah, so we totally forgot about this match even happening until halfway in the show. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley teamed up, and they defeated the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know. It wasn't really a memorable match. I don't remember anything from it except for Bobby Lashley just looking ridiculous with that fucking headband. I hate that headband so much. It's fucking ridiculous. Just no one cares about Bobby Lashley. No one really gives a shit. And like people gave a shit when he was a heel in TNA. And I think that, with like a crew around him like they did in TNA, it would be much better, It would, I don't know. He's just a boring face. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, anything happened in the match that I know of? No, but Braun Strowman fought Kevin Owens on Raw the next night in the Money in the Bank qualifier match. Did you see that match, Craig?
Which one?
Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman in the Money in the Bank qualifier.
I did see the match, yes.
Dude, fucking Braun Strowman running across through the ring and just fucking killing him.
Yeah, it's like his new thing now.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good match. The qualifying matches on Raw and SmackDown this week were really good. I like the Kevin Owens Braun Strowman one. I like the triple threat that ended Raw. I like the Miz and Jeff Hardy one.
Yeah.
Pretty much they were all good. The Rusev Daniel Bryan one was good, even though the ending was kind of strange.
Is Facebook back on now?
Yeah, Facebook should be back on now. I don't know. But my fucking Facebook app closes a live feed and then updates the app in the middle of the feed. Like, why would it do that?
Oh, that's so weird.
Why the fuck would it do that?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the main event of Backlash was Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, and it was just like, this was just like such like a...
I was mentally like drained.
First of all, I was mentally drained from a really bad show, and then like just the idea that this was a fucking main event match when it like had 2 weeks of build.
Right.
And nothing going on it, and like there's really no consequences of what happens here. A Raw versus SmackDown guy, so the feud's just over when the match is over. And it was pretty obvious that Roman Reigns was going to win. So I checked out, like I always do, as soon as Roman Reigns comes on my TV. I don't know what the fuck Facebook's doing today, guys. Sorry
That's
about
alright. I think it's in and out. Alright.
It seems to be working now. Fred, what did you think of Roman Reigns and fucking Samoa Joe?
It was just like a regular Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, like, craziness match. Like, I feel like all of Roman Reigns' matches have, like, they have any heat in them is because it's, like, no disqualification or there's, like, throwing him in tables. Like, it's always guarded by something. Like, it's not like he can ever have, like, I can't see him in like an Iron Man match wrestling for 60 minutes, Like,
David on Periscope saying everybody left early during that match. I
think I saw that during it, too.
It felt like a Raw main event that had no consequences, like one of those random Raws where it's just like, tonight's main event is just this, and you're like, oh, okay. Like,
right,
it's a good Raw main event, not a good pay-per-view main event. If there's no title on the line, there's no fucking reason for this to be the main event. All it just proves is like they're still shoving Roman Reigns down our throats, despite the fact that he gets booed in every arena. Did you hear what I read too about?
I didn't hear what you read.
I'm sorry, the rumor from Backlash. Yeah, okay. It was a poorly worded question.
Phrasing.
Phrasing. It's my thing.
Phrasing.
Apparently, the people in the live crowd said his reaction was the loudest. Like when his music hit in the beginning of the match, was the loudest boo of the show. Like he got the most heat of any guy in the show. But if you watch the live feed of it on the network, it sounded like he almost got no reaction. And apparently they muted not muted it completely, but they like lowered the volume of I heard somebody say that. I forget where I read that today.
That's interesting.
Because there was like 3 or 4 people who were wrestling reporters who were at the show.
Yeah.
And they were like, he got the biggest heat of the show. What are you talking about? What do you mean, like, he didn't get a reaction? And, like, everybody is telling them, like, hey, no, like, go watch Backlash. Like, he got no reaction when he came out. And it's because they literally are suppressing boos. Kind of like when SmackDown was taped and they would put in the fake cheers and the fake boo. So, I mean, like... it's just like this shit never ends with this dude. Like,
and it ain't fucking helping it. It's not gonna help fucking anything.
No, it's gonna make it worse because you're doubling down on something that's not working that the crowd is rejecting now. So now, like, the crowd's gonna reject it more now. Like, I'm more annoyed now that they're still trying to pretend like, oh no, we're in Bizarro world this time. Like,
right, yeah.
And I was thinking about that. You know how they fucking say that all the time, Bizarro world. Like, really, what does think about the actual consequences of saying something as stupid as that. What does that actually mean? We're in Bizarro world this year. So what does that mean? So you're saying we left Earth and we're now in a Superman comic book where Bizarro world is, and everything's backwards in Bizarro world.
Everything's backwards for no apparent reason.
So what do they think is explaining it that way going to do anything? Like, why can't they just say, like, oh, this is like...
to say something. I don't know what they would have said, but...
They don't have to say anything, is my point, because it just comes off as fucking stupid. Like, what are they accomplishing by saying, we're in Bizarro world today, where, people will cheer for the bad guys, like, no, they just, like, you're gonna go to a crowd with, like, mostly, like, men in their late 20s and 30s, they're going to probably like the heels more.
Yeah. It was so funny. I like the, there was this thing when it just reminded me of it. It's a random story, but like I was like 10 or years old or something like that watching WCW, and the Four Horsemen came out, and they were getting cheered massively, even though they were bad guys.
Yeah.
And I was so upset. I'm like, I don't get it. What's wrong with this crowd? Like, why are they cheering for him? Like, and I wasn't crying, but I was like so like confused and bewildered and upset about it. And like, little did I know later that they were in Greensboro, North Carolina, whatever. It's sort of like Ric Flair country, which of course would happen. So, but anyway, I just thought it was funny. We were talking about that stuff. I didn't really have a point.
I always just like, it just annoys me so much every time they start doing that. It's like, and now they're changing the crowd reaction on live shows now. Like
now on live shows, yeah.
Like, not just the tape SmackDown back in the day. Now they're doing it on pay-per-views. Like, so that's where we are now. So we talked a little bit about the Money in the Bank qualifying matches that they've had this week.
I guess Roman Reigns will be in the match, in the qualifying match. No,
he was in one already on Raw.
You don't think they'll give him another chance?
Oh yeah, I think pretty much everybody who loses is going to probably be in.
They'll have that like last survival match, whatever, last chance. Yeah,
over the top battle royal or something.
So stupid.
Right now it stands as Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Rusev. Braun Strowman beat Kevin Owens. It was a good match.
I love that he just like fucking ran him over.
Finn Balor.
We just talked about that, but yeah.
Finn Balor won the triple threat main event on Raw, which against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. The Miz beat Jeff Hardy. That was a really good match. And Rusev beat Daniel Bryan clean. I'm still kind of like shocked that they did that.
Yeah. I know he wouldn't be in the Money in the Bank match because it's too risky, but...
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But, fuck,
I figured, like, Aiden English would get involved, but he didn't. Or maybe I missed it, but I'm pretty sure I watched the match.
Maybe Big Cass or something,
Yeah, no, nothing. Nothing happened.
He wasn't even on the show, so...
It was very weird. It was very weird to see him just lose cleanly. And then on the women's matches, there was only 2 qualifying matches. Ember Moon beat Bayley and who's the other one in the match? It was a triple threat match.
Sasha?
Not Bayley. It was Sasha and somebody else.
Liv Morgan?
It might have been Ruby. It was Ruby Riott. It was Ruby Riott. Right. And Charlotte Flair beat Peyton Royce, I believe.
Peyton Royce, okay. Yeah.
So those are the 2 women in the SmackDown. In the women's.
I really don't even care about the women's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah,
it was very short and it wasn't good.
Right, I mean,
twice. We've seen it twice.
We just got fucking Carmella cashing in, and I'm already fucking hating all over it. So unless they give it to somebody who actually deserves it this time, I don't really give a shit about the women's Money in the Bank match. But the men's one's really intriguing to me because there's so many possibilities where they can go right now.
Yeah, they could totally. Well. Yeah, there's a lot of things I could do with it. I mean, you could have Rusev win, and Aiden English kind of just holds the title. But then we also just saw on Backlash, forgot to mention this, that Lana kind of came backstage to Rusev after Aiden English left and kind of said, like, oh, we made a good pair, blah, 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 and kind of maybe foreshadowed an Aiden English Rusev break. So
right.
I don't know now, actually. That's very interesting.
Yeah, that was weird, too, because, like, it had been the fact that Rusev was losing a lot, and, you know, that's kind of like what she was getting at, like, oh, like, I can help your career out more than, you know, he can.
Yeah.
But then Rusev won on Tuesday, and then they didn't play that up with Lana anymore, so, like...
Yeah.
I feel like they start storylines, and then they don't finish storylines, or they're just like, we're going to forget about it in 2 weeks, and then we'll come back 3 weeks, and then we're going to forget about it another, like, there's no continuity on these shows anymore.
Yeah, I just thought that maybe it would have been a good idea to have Lana back with Rusev, but now you can't. It's like Aiden English and Rusev are so fucking over. Happy Rusev Day.
Jimmy is saying give,
Jemme
Valma. Saying give Rusev a run, kind of like Christian when he had the title.
Let's take our shirts off and kiss.
Hi, I'm Dr. Pal.
Get him, a doctor in your pal? Huh?
I think I'm kind of sticking with my original thought here from a couple weeks ago, in that Miz is going to win Money in the Bank, because like the thing that makes the most sense to me is there's two routes I could do with this. Miz wins Money in the Bank in both of these scenarios, so he either wins Money in the Bank and then cashes it in July. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Are they doing Great American Bash? I know they filed for the trademark recently, but have him cash in for the title in July, and then have like Daniel Bryan win a number one contender match going into SummerSlam, and then have Miz versus Daniel Bryan that way. Or somebody I read on, this was actually probably a better idea, have Daniel Bryan win the title in whatever the July pay-per-view is, and then have Miz cash it in immediately afterwards. So that's like he made it all the way back to wrestling, made it all the way back to winning the title, only to have Miz take it away from him, to set up like a long-term maybe a WrestleMania match next year.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
That would be amazing.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
I think the money on SmackDown right now is all in Miz versus Daniel Bryan, but they're biding their time right now. They're in no rush to do it, and they shouldn't be. They should stretch this program out. I think it's a good idea.
It'd be so much more heat that way too. If they did
Right?
it that way.
Right.
And I could see Miz with the Money in the Bank briefcase too. So
right.
Yeah. I think what else we got? I mean, I guess Money in the Bank's in a few weeks. We're only at 36 minutes. Fuck.
Yeah, we got to do that quickly.
Oh boy.
I'm not used to this.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Maybe I should have watched the shows this week.
Look at that! After Money in the Bank they're doing another United Kingdom Championship tournament.
Oh, that's cool. Why would they do that?
I
guess to face the winner, but too bad they can't do another Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah, it looks like they're on the promotional feature. Yeah, it's the United Kingdom Championship tournament featuring NXT. So there's on the promotional poster for it, they have the images of it looks like the tag titles, the the NXT tag titles, the NXT World title, and I can't tell what the other two are. Let's blow that up. The North American title and the UK title. Okay, so it looks like they're going to have some NXT matches in it too. So it's kind of like another NXT, whatchamacallit? Takeover, but with UK guys, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hopefully we can go to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Yeah, me and Fred were trying to get tickets to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. What is it, 4 now?
Yeah, oh shit, yeah.
But the pre-sale was like, the ticket choices were fucking terrible, so I didn't want to fucking...
Yeah, I looked later and it was just like, we had definitely better seats last year.
Yeah, I'd rather overpay on StubHub and just pick my fucking seat.
Yeah.
Instead of like being thrown into the random pool that is fucking Ticketmaster. Ugh.
Fuck Ticketmaster.
God, I'm so tired of Ticketmaster. How are they not shut down by the government by now? Because it's such a scam. It's such a goddamn scam.
I don't know. I'm surprised. I guess they're still pretty damn popular, though.
They control the fucking market.
Yeah.
I get another one, you want
one?
Yeah, I got nothing else to talk about.
So,
how about those Yankees?
Yankees were, playing baseball earlier and stuff. Baseball is you know what baseball is? Baseball is like a guy throws a ball at another guy with a bat, and then the guy tries to hit the ball with the bat, and then he's got to run around a couple bases, and then he reaches home plate, and that's a home run.
The Yankees have been very good at doing that lately.
They have been. They've been touching home a lot.
They have won 17 of their last 18 games. That is absolutely insane.
That is pretty fucking nice.
I've been watching the Yankees for so long, and I don't remember a
Phillies fan.
Oh, we have a Phillies fan watching?
Philly fan.
Sorry about 2009.
I like Reese Hoskins.
But you guys had 2008, so that was cool.
Yeah, it's true. So, that was a fucking sick-ass lineup. Like Roy Halladay, fucking who was the other guy on that team?
Cliff
Lee, and like other... That was a great fucking...
That was like Ryan Howard in his prime, too.
Yeah, dude, that was a fucking amazing team right there.
Not Ryan Howard from The Office, but Ryan Howard, the baseball player. PJ No.
Ryan Howard was playing for the Phillies and dating the Indian chick.
Kelly, shut up.
All right, Kelly, hi.
Alright,
I asked her out on Valentine's
Jimmy
Day.
Rollins and Shane Victorino, right. I had a couple of those guys on my fantasy team back then.
Oh, God, man, Shane Victorino. It's fucking great.
Yeah, so did the Celtics win tonight? Anyone know? Did the Celtics advance today? That's my other team.
The Celtics?
I'm a weird sports fan. I'm an Islanders, Yankees, Celtics fan. It makes no sense at all. I like a good team, a shitty team, and a good team. Celtics are good.
I only like two New York teams. But like one's I technically call Long Island team.
Yeah.
The Islanders, but... And Yankees and Packers. I don't like basketball.
Yeah, I'm not really a huge basketball fan. I only get into it during the playoffs because my family are big Celtics fans. So I just kind of like I'm a front runner with the Celtics. I'm the first one to admit it. I'm like, oh, they're good this year. I'll watch a couple playoff games. I've watched like 3 of them.
That was it.
They played like 8 of them or 9 of them now. No, they had a 7-game series, so way more than that.
Yeah.
And then a 5-game series? So yeah, like I missed most of those series. We're talking about sports on the Wretched. Maybe it's a Wretched Sports podcast this week.
Yeah, it's a WSP.
WASP.
The Quality Wrestling Podcast.
Oh, you want to bring back the Quality Wrestling Podcast?
I thought the Backlash was...
The Backlash. Oh wait, what was the other thing we wanted to talk about? Fuck. We were talking about...
Wait, when we talk about it, were we talking earlier today?
No. When we were talking to Backlash, just the grammar of Finn Balor saying, Balor Club, like,
Oh yeah.
He goes, "This is Balor Club," and I'm like, "Can you just say the Balor Club? Like, it sounds grammatically incorrect if you don't say the." And then, like, we were, like, joking, like, we don't just set the bar, we are bar. Like, no, see, that sounds stupid. It sounds absolutely stupid. You need the in front of the word. The club. You don't say, welcome to club. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's so fucking stupid. Why doesn't anybody else notice these things? Am I the only one who notices these things?
I can definitely see the revival being called Revival one day.
Right.
Just like there's Sanity, and there'll be Revival.
Right.
Speaking of Sanity, is any word of Sanity is coming to SmackDown soon?
They're still doing the fucking vignettes, and they're just doing like, like that's it. I'm looking forward to whenever the fuck they're gonna show up, but like maybe it wasn't so bad that they announced it because maybe they'll just never show up now.
I hope they don't show up at this point because you fucking announced it.
I don't know.
I was so annoyed, dude.
I don't know why they announced it, man. I don't know why. And fucking. Cien Almas hasn't appeared yet either.
Yeah, Cien Almas.
They showed...
Maybe that's better that way. Maybe it's like let them like... Don't bring everybody in.
They had Selena Vega do like a couple promos. Like,
I saw
with
that.
Those holding the camera thing. What? I know we've talked about it a little bit, but these like holding the camera things, like you're on Facebook or doing like a fucking FaceTime or something. Like, they're really bad, and like they're always shaking. And like Shelton Benjamin did one talking about Money in the Bank this past week, and he like held it so close to his fucking face that his face was not. It was not clear. Like it was out of focus. Like, can we stop doing this shit? Like. It's a cool concept, I guess, but like maybe just get like somebody with a fucking selfie stick. Like, where's Tyler Breeze? I know he has one. Like, use his. Like, that stabilizes that shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it was like they did it, for the Shield when the first Shield first came, and then That was it. Like it was cool though because like they were the Shield because they were like rogue, you know.
Yeah, and then they would like throw the camera on the floor when they were done. Yeah, I like that. That one was good. It kind of fit their camera. Their gimmick. Their gimmick.
Yeah, you know what? I don't give TNA a lot of credit, but the fucking thing they would used to do when they used to have like backstage segments and stuff like that. They would have the cameraman like hiding, as if like they kind of zooming in, like you know, like let's say it would be like Jeff Hardy talking to Jeff Jarrett, you know, in like the back, and they're having an argument, and like the guy would be like in the corner, and he like kind of zoom in, you like see like the boiler going because like they're like in the boiler room.
It's kind of like
I used to love that. I was like, that's such a great idea. They wouldn't just argue in front of the fucking. For the world to see out of nowhere.
It's kind of like The Office. It's like a fake documentary thing. Like, so like sometimes you would see the camera guys doing their own thing, like running down the hall.
Trying to catch them or something.
Yeah, like peeking in between the blinds in Michael's office. You know, like...
I like what they do that with Selena Vega. They're almost like, she like walking and then like everyone's like trying to get interview her and you see like the iPhones and the cameras out.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to like get an interview with her, you know?
Yeah.
It seems like more real.
I like her. She's a good manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, like, the counterpoint is, like, if the WWE went back to their old way of doing these promos, like, there is, like, a stupidity of, like, I forget, like, I can't think of, like, a recent example from this week, but, like, a guy, like putting tape on his thing, and it's like, why would you be videotaping that unless you knew a guy was walking up right now? Like, what do you guys, like, fucking have ESP? Like, you just know somebody's gonna walk up right now?
Yeah, the Rock is like, hey, Mark? Yeah, can you come here? I'm about to do my tape. Yeah.
I'm going to go confront that
the crowd definitely wants to see that.
But, like...
All right, thanks.
But record him first and get me walking in so it looks cooler.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I always complain about when, like, someone gets interrupted, like... Or, like, right away by someone's music. It's like, first of all, you didn't see that guy in the hallway, like, waiting
in the gorilla position, yeah.
In the gorilla position, and then, like...
one room.
You know, and then, like, what do they threaten the technicians every week? Like, you better fucking put my music on now.
Put my music on now.
Like, so they get, like, threatened weekly, technically, you know? Like, it's fucking weird,
an abusive relationship.
It really is. It's like, I don't know how they break down and don't
fucking
kill themselves.
Alright, I think we covered pretty much everything this week.
Yeah, it wasn't really... It's nothing really much going on.
Nothing really earth-shattering.
Backlash was just really... I mean... Okay,
you could
the
say
greatest
that
Royal Rumble seemed more important.
You could say that there was a fan backlash at Backlash.
You know what? I think there was.
I think you can say that, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I wager to say
nice
that.
play on words, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Fucking touch, yeah.
What?
Fucking touched you hard.
What?
I mean, a high five.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just nothing with the phrasing this week?
I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, you know... Dude. Okay, the phrasing, you know? Like, I'm working on it. I did what you wanted me to do, and I recorded myself.
Oh my god, you did that?
Yeah, like I did recording. I recorded a couple things.
So Fred...
And you could be the judge right now, and the whole world could be the judge.
Fred said something questionable, a little questionable, and...
So Fred... You could be the judge right now.
Fred said something questionable last week, and I told him, like, you know, maybe you should just record yourself talking, and, like, you'd be enlightened to hear how, you know, things come out of your mouth, and...
There's a couple of things.
I didn't think he would actually do it. I was just kind of, like, annoyed that he said something questionable again, but apparently he did it, so here we are. I guess we're going to listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to...
Yeah, put it in the mic.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do that.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
All right, give me a second here. Let me know what you think.
Excuse me, miss. Can I have some change? Thank you. Yeah, I love the jingle-jangle in my pants.
Okay, what was so wrong about that?
Okay, see...
What was so wrong about that? I like when coins are bouncing up and, like, bouncing up around in my pants.
So, Fred was in a drive-thru apparently, and... Because I heard his blinker on. And he asked for change. And then he said, I like the jingle-jangle in my pants.
Yeah!
I mean...
Like, it's cute. I'm like, jingle-jangle, you know.
Oh, it's cute. Like, how old was she? Like, 80 years old? And you were, like, flirting with her?
Like, no! Dude! I'm a hot Maria, you know.
Hot Maria. Again, you're not very convincing with anything you say about her.
Memorial Day, you'll see.
I can't wait.
Fireworks in the air and in my heart.
There's no fireworks on Memorial Day. Nobody does that.
Well, fuck.
It's 4th of July, buddy.
Don't ruin my thing. Yes.
Just go with it.
Fuck. All right, the next one.
Oh, we did it a couple times.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was a...
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm so happy today I can just kiss you.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Now, who did you say that to?
My boss.
What? Why did you say that to your
Because
boss?
I was happy that he was back.
Is your boss a male or a female?
It's possible it was a male, but it was a joke. It was a joke.
How did he react?
His silence said everything.
Unfavorably?
No, he just was like, he said nothing, which was like more than 1,000 words could ever say. That's all.
No, that's exactly the opposite. It's literally no words. He said no words.
What the? Come on. All right, fine. Maybe this one will be better, Craig. You ready?
I highly doubt it.
You ready?
No.
Honey, I got the turkey baster stuck up there again. Call the doctor.
Okay. That one I will agree. Well, that was a problem last week. We were making turkey.
Okay.
Turkey baster.
Yeah.
And I called the doctor, meaning
and the doctor said, no more turkey basters stuck up your ass.
No,
right?
up my ass.
Oh, sorry.
The turkey ass. All right, let's see what else I can do.
How many more do you have here?
I don't know.
All right. Extra content this week. I like it. I mean, I don't. But...
Can I get a pack of dandelion seeds, please? Oh my god, I can't wait to spread my seed all over the place. I don't even care where it goes.
What the fuck?
What? I'm super excited that it's spring.
Who says those words in that order?
I was super excited. I can't wait for all my seeds to go everywhere.
And you just did the hand gesture of it.
What? I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna throw them.
You don't have to shake the seeds to throw them. They're real seeds.
It's like a chicken
plant
coop.
them. You go like that.
That's how I do it. I like to shake it and spread.
No. Oh, come on. You threw it my direction. That's all over me. God damn it, man.
Oh, man.
You
That was
really
just
bad
taken
at
way
this.
out of context.
So you didn't hear anything wrong with anything you said?
No! Seeds! Just want to spread my seed. God, I don't care where it is. I'm so excited for spring to be here.
Oh, God, I'm so excited for the end of my life.
Are you ready for the last one, then?
Just another one? Yeah, sure, Fred. Fire away. Just not through seeds.
I really think that there's an argument that the Gilmore Girls is probably a better show than Breaking Bad. I mean, what other show can I snuggle up to with a bowl of ice cream? I mean, you got that right, girl.
Okay, Maria was in the car with me. So it's, I wasn't... And there maybe people do like the Gilmore Girls. I mean, people might think it's better than Breaking Bad. I don't know, but...
I think most straight men don't think that show is better than Breaking Bad.
But I am straight. It's like you and me.
Again, the stutter makes it not convincing. Every week.
I can't take it.
Wow, Fred.
God, I was talking to Maria. We were joking.
So glad.
I'm like, we just bought ice cream.
I am so glad I don't live with you, so I don't have to hear these things all day, because I would have killed myself by now. I would have killed myself.
What?
How is
Maria
reacting to everything you say?
She's just laughing about. She's like she's totally cool with it, Craig. I don't see
cool with it.
I think that you have more of a problem with it than anybody does. Does anyone have a problem with my phrasing? Say, we're live right now. We can ask.
I mean, that's up to them. I don't know if the audio from your phone is coming through to the cameras, but it's definitely coming through on the iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and
I'm trying.
What's the other?
I'm trying.
You're not trying. You're definitely not trying.
I'm just being myself, loud and proud, for God's sakes.
See, when you say loud and proud, it leads me to think other things.
I'm straight.
Nobody sings that.
That's loud and proud. That. I'm singing loud and
especially
proudly.
with the stutter in the middle, nobody does. No, nobody does that. I'm just being honest, bro.
I'm gonna walk straight right out of here in 2 seconds. So
now,
when it's
not a sexual content, you could say it perfectly.
No,
but when you're talking about orientation, it just goes.
Look, I got upset at you and stuff. That was it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
God, man. I'm just, you know what is great? I'm just tired this week, you know? Like,
oh, you're sleepy?
Yeah, because I've been having so much vaginal intercoursal sex. It's been great,
again,
you know? Like,
just intercourse is fine.
You know, and just having intercourse with my lady is just everything that I want and been doing and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she gets me so wet, you know?
Oh, wait, what?
I mean, I get her so wet, you know? And stuff like that.
That's the right way of saying it.
Right, I like from last week, I returned back to back, you know, the male novel about two males forming this beautiful relationship, Craig, and maybe if you read the book...
No, I will not be reading it.
Or maybe if we read it together, perhaps, you know, and
I
like...
am definitely not reading it with you.
You know, maybe we could join a book club together and stuff, you know? And,
no interest whatsoever.
You know, maybe somewhere on fucking Christopher Street, you know?
I actually, I have a bit of corrective lenses that I've been meaning to get, but I haven't been picking them up, so I actually can't read.
Glasses?
Yeah, I can't read. I can't read anything, so sorry. I'm just gonna have to hard pass.
I'll read you.
What's it? Oh, you want to try that again? I'll read you.
I did a forward and a past tense in the same sentence.
Fantastic.
I'm going to kick to your ass. I'll read back to back to you. And if you want me to read it back to back to you, then I will. You know, I'll read it front and cover. I certainly don't mind reading it again.
You know what? You can just like record it and send it to my email. That's what you do. Record it, send it to my email.
Sweet.
Send it to my old AOL email that I don't use anymore.
CDYank7723?
Yeah, that would be it, actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
You still use that?
Yeah.
You still use AIM Messenger?
Yep.
And you still have an away message with some sort of tool or corn kind of, lyric?
I don't think I ever used corn in my lyrics. But yes, tool I would have used. Yes, that definitely sounds like me.
Taking a shit.
We had a friend who used to do that as a way message, and we'd be like, come on, bro. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Okay, and Craig, look, Chris Soltaire from Facebook Live, your cousin, who should be on your side, is on my side this time, saying that I talk extremely straight. So, that's what he meant. So, he agrees with me. You're flesh and blood.
I know there isn't a sarcasm button on comments on Facebook, so I'm pretty sure that was sarcastic.
I don't think so.
I mean, do you remember the discussion that you and me had with Chris when he joined us on, what was that, episode 68, I believe?
I'm not going to repeat it.
70-something.
No, I'm not going to repeat
that. You don't remember
that? No. It may have passed over my head,
I'll remind the viewers at home. It was
don't.
Straight as a tire on a faggot bus. Describing our friend Freddie Funbags over here. Skip-diddle-doo-dah.
Thank you for bringing that back up.
Well,
Straight as a tire on a F bus.
That sounds worse, actually. Sounds worse. Sounds like a fuck bus.
Fuck bus. Sounds weird.
Yeah, right? Fuck bus.
Should all our episode titles being named after buses? Faggot bus, fuck bus, Buster Posey.
Star Wars bus.
Fire bus.
Oh my god, that fucking video.
Old school YouTube.
Imaginary bus.
That's how old we are, people. That's how we are.
Yeah, we're dating ourselves with
Straight as a tire, Chris said. I don't even care that we got to an hour mark. I'm leaving right now. I'm done. I'm leaving first, and I'm not even gonna sing the song, Craig. I know you like it, but I'm not gonna sing it. So, whatever, dude. Just I'm leaving. Bye.
Oh my god.
Never coming back, Craig.
I don't know if he faked that or not, because he hit my bar and hit the chair really hard. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Thank you for tuning in to the 87th edition of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Wretched Wrestle and on Facebook at Wretched Wrestling. Oh, Brett's back.
Coming there for breakfast?
Now I'm leaving.
Oh my god. Please like our YouTube channel and all that other shit. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, and sometimes SoundCloud. Alright,
And WretchedWrestling.com.
oh yeah, and www.wretchedwrestling.com. Bye! Coming down for breakfast.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Come on.